Okay, external components of the router. So what is the router generally? What does it mean router? Router is a internetworking device. What is that? Router is a internetworking device. What is that? Router is what? Router is a internetworking device, and which connect the two or more different networks. Here having a one network is there. This is one network. This is the one network. So this is one network. Understood? This is one network, and this is known as the switch. This is known as the switch. And next we have another network is there. We have another network. This is also a switch. This is also a switch. There is another network is there. There is another network is there. This is also a switch. Okay. This IP address range of this network is 10.0.0.0. Understood? This network range of another network is 20.0.0.0. Another one is 30.0.0. This is one network. This is another network. This is another network. Switch makes communication within the LAN. Switch is a LAN device. Switch is a LAN device. What is why switch is? LAN device. Is a LAN device. Understood? Whereas I want to make communication from this LAN to this LAN device, from this computer to this computer. Then how will you make a communication? With the help of the router. With the help of the router. So router makes the communication between the different LANs. Different LAN. This is one LAN, this two LAN, and this is the three LAN. Got it? Okay. So router used to communicate. Here having a router is there. Here having another router. Okay. Here having another router is there. You got it? Router is to communicate the two different devices. Doesn't mean that we don't have with three routers. You can with single router also make a communication. So routers are internetworking device which make communication between two or more different network. This is one network. This is a network. Another network. And what is the today's topic? Today's topic is what are the components of the router? Okay. There are multiple components of the routers are there, like components of the router. If you have external component, internal component, and what is that? External component and internal component. So like you are having computer, if you take your computer having a external component like USB device is there, audio video device is there, where the keyboard port, mouse port, printer port, like that we have computer having an external port. Like same router also having a external ports. What are the external ports are there? Fast Ethernet port. Here see this. This is the. So next is the fast Ethernet port. Next is the what? Is the console port, and this is the auxiliary port, and this is the power switch, and this is the power card. Okay. So what does my fast Ethernet port? If you observe this image, this is the switch, and from switch here we will make a connection between two switches. We have a router is connected. To communicate within two switches we need a router. Understood? Here to make a connection between router to switch, where we connect for router, fast Ethernet port is connected to switch. You got it? Understood or not? Here this is the fast Ethernet port. From this fast Ethernet port will connect to the switches. You have two fast Ethernet ports means two fast Ethernet port means two switches can be connected. Got it? Understood? Fast Ethernet ports are also known as the LAN interfaces. What is that? LAN interfaces. Understood? So LAN interfaces, that is a local area interface where we connect from router to switch. Okay. How will you make a connection to router switch? By using the straight cable. By using the cable. We use the straight cable from the router to switch, we'll connect and make a connection. Then to connect to router switch we use the fast Ethernet ports. Understood? Even normal ISR router also, this is the normal router. If you see this also having this LAN ports are there. Normal router. It is a normal integrated home router. These are LAN ports are connected here. We are having a LAN ports are connected. Understood? You understood? So this is the fast Ethernet put to connect the switch, router to switch. Means that if you take an example here, this is the switch, router to switch. I want to make a router to switch. To router to switch will make a fast Ethernet port. Got it? So here I want to make a communication. This is the one network. There is another network is there. There is having another router is there. To make communication with WAN devices, means to communication over the internet or WAN devices, to need to connect router to router. Router to make connection. To make connection between router to router. Router to router. Then from serial ports are known as the WAN interfaces. What is this?
Serial ports are known as WAN interfaces.
WAN means wide area network interfaces. Mean that from my network, from my router to other router will make a connection between the serial port. From here, this is the old serial port, this is the smart serial new one.
Yes,
by using this one, we can make a connection to router. I want to make a communication between one WAN device to another WAN device. Which thing will use? Serial port. Understood? And next is the console port. Is the what? Console port. What is my console port? To make router configuration, we are going to enter the configuration of the router. To run the router, we need to do some configuration. That configuration. How will you configure? This is my laptop. And this is the router. The router console port. From the router console port, we will make a connection to my laptop. From my laptop, I am going to configure the router. To configure the router, because router doesn't have any display. So to configure the router, to access the router, we will connect the router console port to PC, serial port or normal Ethernet port also, no problem. So to configure the router, means I want to make to work the router, we need to do some configurations. Where we can do the configuration? The configurations can done in the which port? By connecting console port to your PC. Or else if PC serial port it doesn't need that, directly connect to USB. Got it? So what is the console port? To do the configuration of the router. To enter the configuration of the router. To make changes, I want to do some protocols, I want to everything done in the, first we will connect to the console port and we will connect to the console port, router will connect to the console port, we will do the configuration.
yes,
There is another port is there, auxiliary port. Is there auxiliary port? When we use this auxiliary port, if the router is there in remote place, this is my router, I am doing configuration here. There is a router there in remote place. This remote router also need to do the configuration. I want to enter the configuration remote router also, we use the auxiliary port. Understood? So now what are the ports of the router? Having a, first thing is the console port to do the router configuration. So auxiliary port to do the remote configuration. Fast Ethernet ports are connected local area network port to connect local area network port. Okay, this is the local area network port, and this is the what? This is the serial port. This is the serial port. Okay, so this is the serial port. So from the fast Ethernet, we are going to connect to the switch. From the serial port, we are going to connect between the WAN. Okay. This practical can done by using the Cisco packet tracer. We're going to do the what? Cisco packet tracer. I am going to the Cisco packet tracer here, same configuration, whatever the thing I had explained you, we're going to do. Okay. Here first thing, see this. First is the how to configure the LAN. First I drag and drop the switch. And the end device. I am adding the end device. I am adding the end device. Nothing but a computer or devices. I am taking two switches here. I am taking the two switches. Then I will make a connectivity between the switches. But this one, this flash sign. I just select this one, select the auto connect, and select the control. Press control and select the then this one. Okay. Then connect the network. This is one network. Okay. So here, if you see this, this is one LAN 1. Okay. And this one is the LAN 2. This is the LAN 2. Okay. This is the LAN 1, this is the LAN 2. Got it? Then I told you that here, this serial port is to connect for the router to router. Router to router. Here I will take the router here. Here I take the 1841 router, 1941 series router, 263. You can take anything. And just drag and drop. This is the router. Having there is another router is there. Okay. Then how to connect to the router to switch? We are going to do the straight cable. Okay. Straight cable. Here I select here this one. Connect to the router directly. Okay. Again having a connect to the router to the directly. Here, this is the one router, this is another router, this is the one LAN network, and this is the second LAN network. Then to connect the routers to back from this router to, that is the WAN connectivity. For this one, in Cisco packet tracer, we need to add the WAN interfaces. If you don't add the WAN interfaces, we are not able to connect to the between two routers with using a serial port. Here, by the default, they don't add the serial interface. For this one, go to the router here. Here there is an option is there, configuration. Okay, this, what is that? Physical. Click on the physical. These are the WAN interfaces. This is the WAN interface 2 terminal. If you click on this one, show the 2 terminal. And this is the, if you see this dual port WAN interface, Cisco new compact one. Here this creates the one WAN interface, serial port. If you click on these 2 serial interfaces. For this one, we need to first switch off here. You go to the switch off here. Then drag and drop here. Okay, then only it show the WAN interfaces. Okay, we need to add the WAN interface in the Cisco packet tracer. I added here. Again switch on. Okay, again same thing we need to do here. Go to the configure physical. Again just switch off and drag and drop and add here. Okay, now I can able to connect to the router to router. Select this one, and then it should be in the like inverted Z. The serial connection with the inverted. If you see this is the serial port and this is the serial port. This from this serial port to this serial port we have made the connection. Understood? These are the external components of the router. Understood? These are the external components of the router. What are the external components of the router?